Welcome back to my weird little corner of the internet. I am J.R. Frost Reads. Most people just call me Frosty. Now, this is another weekly reading kind of journal or update for what I have read, what I'm currently reading, and what I plan on reading in the future, very near future. Now, I have to admit, I did not stick to my goals from last week. There was a very specific series I wanted to start last week, or wanted to start this week, rather, and that didn't happen. I got sidetracked, I got a little detoured, I'm sorry. But it's been a very busy reading week, and kind of a strange reading week, both good and bad, but we'll get more into that. So let's kick things off right off the bat with manga. I've been reading some more manga again this week, and I don't have a physical copy in front of me to show you, but I've been reading one called, I think it's called Dandadan. I hope I'm saying that right. You can correct me in the comments. I'm sure you will, and I appreciate that. It's a strange one. It's not bad. It's very comical. It is interesting. It kind of mashes aliens with the supernatural in an interesting way, and overall, it's enjoyable. I'm just not entirely sure I may be the target audience. Again, not that it's bad. I got to volume 4 and felt I needed to take a break. Let me take a break for a little while and read some other stuff and maybe come back to it and see if it's any different for me. Another manga that I got back into has been Fire Force. Not really showing up there. There we go. Fire Force, read volume 3 and 4. I'm starting volume 5 right now. And this one's been pretty fun. There are definitely some questionable moments and panels. If you have read Fire Force, you know what I'm referencing. So that's a little worrisome. But overall, it's been a lot of fun. The story is intriguing. I'm genuinely interested in what's happening and this mystery and how it's going to get solved. And it's very action-packed. It's very punchy. It's a lot of fun to read. So definitely enjoying Fire Force. I'm a big Soul Eater fan. It's made by the same guy. So that's been fun. Now let's get into the books, and we'll start with the staple here. I'm still reading Fellowship of the Ring. Still enjoying my journey through Middle-earth. Still very much so taking my time with it. And I'm past the halfway point. I think I'm like 53% in right now. I've reached a point in Fellowship where it starts book 2. I don't know exactly what that means or why that's there, but yeah, I've started book 2 in Fellowship, and again, I'm not exactly sure why that is, because book 2 would be the Two Towers. But yeah, I'm more than halfway through, still very much enjoying the story, very much just taking time out of my day, slowing things down, entering Middle-earth, and just absolutely getting lost. It's still been very enjoyable. The story gets more and more intriguing and just more enjoyable as I go through it. I'm very happy. Again, still taking my time. I'm very happy with my journey so far and really looking forward to the second half of the book and seeing where it takes me, because even though I've watched the movies numerous times and so far the books and the movies have been pretty parallel, there's a lot of different characters and things that happen in the books that does not happen in the movies. So it's been a lot of fun to see the parallels and the differences. And somebody wants to come say hi. Come here. Oh, she's not showing up very well. Oh no, the fake background. This is my ghost cat. Ooh. This is Boba. She's a little fuddy-duddy, but I love her to death. She wanted to come say hi real quick. She is normally my reading buddy. If I sit down to read, she'll come plop herself on my lap and take a nap. And it's pretty great. Now let's get into some of the books that I detoured for from my original plans. Let's get this one out of the way. This one is interesting. I have the book here in my hands, but I don't think I want to show it on camera. So, a while back, I bought 2 books from a author slash booktuber who I wanted to support. and I wanted to see what kind of story they wanted to tell with their long history of reading fantasy novels. And it figures the day after I read their first published book, well, I think technically it's a novella. I don't think it's a full book. The day after I read it, some very serious allegations come out against this individual. Now, I am not a political channel. I'm not here to talk about the political side of things. That's not what I'm about. That's not why I'm here. But I still feel, out of respect for the situation and out of respect for the victims, nothing has necessarily been proven yet or in a court of law. So I hate saying alleged. I don't know. I don't know these people. I've watched the videos in regards to the allegations. There definitely seems to be some pretty damning evidence, and it's very, very horrific and serious. But I'm still just, for sake of not taking sides or not putting my opinion out there any more than I need to, I'm going to say the potential victims. I don't want to share the name of the author, nor do I want to share the name of the book that I read. I'm just going to state that I did read a novella. It wasn't very long. I don't really want to talk about the details of the book. I'm sorry to be so vague, but it is something that I read, and I want to count it on my reading journey. So just know that there is a novella that I did read, but out of respect for the victims in the situation, I don't want to promote this person or their writing. And if more information comes out at a later time, and I feel maybe it's a good idea or a safe idea to share more information, then I'll make another video in the future. But that's kind of it for that. There is a novella I squeezed in there. And moving on. The next book that I detoured for is a classic, Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. This is not my first time reading this book. This is my third experience with this book. It is, I believe it's the only book that I've ever read more than once. And that's wild to me that I keep coming back to it. I think every 6 to 8 years I reread this book. And if you haven't read it, and you are interested, worried, or scared maybe of our potential reality and our potential future, this is a great one to dive into. It really makes you think about all these fiction or sci-fi tales and how they're maybe not fiction after all. Maybe they're prophecies or trying to warn us of what was to come or what is coming, and we're kind of living in that day and age now where this is becoming way more serious. In this book, if you haven't checked it out, books are illegal. Information, essentially, is illegal. And it's a very interesting world. It's a very scary world. It kind of feels like we're on our way down a very similar path. So I don't want to give too much of the story away. It is about a firefighter. But firefighters in this day and age do not put out fires, they start fires. So it's very intriguing. Every time I read this book, it leads me down a new train of thought or puts new ideas in my head, or I catch something that I didn't catch previously. So definitely check it out. Definitely read it. It's very short. I think it's under 200 pages, so it's not a big commitment. You can kind of squeeze it in between other books, but it'll really get the gears turning in your head and really get you thinking about, is it fiction or is this a warning? And I don't mean to say that in a scary sense, but it is a very good book. It's very well written, and it's a thought provoker. Now, another book that I have started to detour from my plans for, again, not to be vague, but I can't share a whole lot of information on it just yet. It's a very exciting little side project that I am currently working on. I was reached out to by someone and asked if I would try something out. And I said, sure, why not? So I'm very excited. I am reading this book currently, has a very interesting synopsis, and I can't wait to tell you all about it at a later time. I plan on making a whole video talking about my experience with it and my thoughts and feelings, if you should check it out, if you shouldn't check it out, kind of going through, what this is all about and why I'm so excited for it. So hopefully you stay tuned, stick around to catch that video. I'm hoping to have my thoughts collected and well, the book finished, but my thoughts collected on the book within a month. I'm hoping less than that, but within a month I should have some more information about this fun little side project that I'm currently working on. So those are kind of the 3 books that I detoured from my goal for. And as far as my goal moving forward, I unfortunately can't say it's changed much. I still really want to read Empire of the Wolf by Richard Swan. I'm still so excited about this series, and I meant to start it this week. I hear more and more things about it because Richard Swan's newest book released recently, so people are talking about his previous works. And everything that I hear about this series is it's amazing. It gets better with every book. It's very dark, it's very gritty, and I'm just chomping at the bit to get started. So my plan, and I'm going to make more of a conscious effort to stick to it this time, is to finally start The Justice of Kings by Richard Swan and start that journey alongside my path through Middle-earth. Obviously, I'm going to keep reading more manga. I'm going to read more Fire Force. I don't know how long of a break I'm going to take from Dan to Dan. Please correct me if I'm saying that wrong. But definitely going to read some more Fire Force. I think I have the first 10 volumes, so I'm roughly halfway there. I got 6 more to go before I reach that benchmark. And I'll decide if I pick up more or if I maybe want to move on and try something else for a little while. But all in all, I'm pretty excited. This next coming week should be a lot of fun. I'm going to wrap up Fahrenheit 451 this weekend. And again, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start Richard Swan's book at least by Monday, if not sooner. And don't take that as me guaranteeing that I'm going to do that. Because if I don't want to be called a liar. Because I'm a mood reader. And something else might grab my attention. And I might be like, ooh, piece of candy. And move on to something else. But no, I am going to make an effort to read this book and start this series. I'm very excited for it. What are you reading? What do you plan on reading in the next couple of weeks? More interestingly, what has been your favorite read so far of 2025? I know it's only February. It's still very early in the year, but so far, what's been your favorite book or novella, manga, comic? What's been your least favorite? Maybe we can get some controversial opinions in there somewhere. What's been your favorite and least favorite books? I would love to know. You can tell me down in the comments below, or if you want to reach out to me on social media, I am JR Frost Reads on Instagram and the Fable app, which also, if you're not on Fable, highly recommend it. Great place to be for fellow book nerds. I think I have talked long enough. I'm going to go get back to reading, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you in the next video.